Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to pop on. I'm going to make some breakfast, and I'm having my second cup of coffee because I'm like, I need a little extra today. So I just did my workout and got cleaned up, and now I need to get some veggies and things going. So I'm going to start with some steel cut oatmeal. I just use the packets. You can use whatever you want. Then I use the packet just to fill it with water because it's properly portioned for that. I like to do my oatmeal first because it's so piping hot when it comes out. And I'm using the micro cooker to do that, which helps with keeping it the proper temperature, obviously, and boil over, which is annoying. So, okay, so I'm gonna put that in for 2 minutes. And then at the end, I'll show you a quick oatmeal hack. Okay, so next up, I'm going to have broccoli, and I'll just stick that in the microwave once the oatmeal is done. And then I'm going to have, for my fruit, I'm going to have an apple. So I'm going to take the apple core, which I think is like the coolest thing ever. I had forgotten about this, and when my mom was here visiting, I showed it to her, and I am like completely obsessed with using it now. So, but check that out, like super easy. So if you're like a pie maker, like how cool would that be to get all of that out of there easily? For me, I just don't like to eat the apple on the core, so that's just, that's just me. But you just pop it open and then flick the little apple core out of there. And then I'll probably cut it, but I forgot a knife. This is one of my favorite knives. It's a coated knife, and I have a full knife block of wonderful knives, but I love that these came with the sleeves on them, because then I don't have to worry about where to put them in my knife block. So I'm just going to give it a quick cut. And I usually eat part of it and then leave it out on the counter, and one of the little chicks in the house usually eats it. So like a whole apple and eggs and broccoli and oatmeal usually ends up to be too much for me. Okay, so next up I'm going to make my eggs, which is the 10-inch skillet. It's one of my favorites because the handle comes off and you can just toss it in the skillet and pack it away and stack them, and I found them to be really, really, really durable. So, which is great, if you're stacking pans, you don't want to scratch off the coating. So there's my oatmeal. Get that out of there, set it aside. Pull the lid off so that some of that air can come out and it's not so hot. And then probably a minute 20 on my broccoli. Open up my oatmeal, which usually starts like this, but I'm going to leave it for a minute so I can kind of show you my little trick on that. And maybe you already know this, but that's okay. Alright, my oil of choice is ghee because I'm kind of steering clear of just milk and things like that. So this ghee is like super hard. Usually I can use my spatula and get it out of there. I'm not sure why that one is. Okay, and then I like jumbo eggs because, if I'm gonna have eggs, I want them to be, as big as they can. So give this a second too. Okay, I hope everybody's having an awesome day. If you're watching this today, then it's Wednesday and it's middle of the week, and we had a really fast start to the week, so I'm looking forward to a little bit of a slowdown. I have a team training in 40 minutes or so. I'm training on a new system. I'm excited to kind of lead in that, so feeling really blessed that I was asked to do that. So, wash my hands off real quick. I just scrambled them in the pan because it's one less thing for me to wash in the end. So those are done. Broccoli just finished up. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna throw a little bit of kosher salt, which I like kosher salt because it's a little bit coarser. And I really think, salt brings out the flavor in things. Obviously if you're not supposed to have salt, don't do that. But if you're eating vegetables and things like that and you're like, I just don't like them, try adding salt or seasonings. You'd be surprised how much that'll bring out a flavor, and you may they actually like it. Okay, so there's my broccoli. Okay, and I like broccoli in smaller chunks. So I'm gonna grab my shears, get my spoon out of there. And I keep my shears in my knife block, which is obviously right behind the camera, because I tend to use them all the time. So I'm just gonna kind of rough chop my broccoli. And then when I'm making my eggs, I like to just keep moving them in the pan once they kind of get that first like layer cooked. I like to keep moving them in the pan, and then I just scramble them in the pan like I said. I like to keep moving them because I don't really like that like brown stuff on the bottom of the eggs. I don't know why, I just don't like it. And then I like using ghee because it gives such a like buttery taste. And I just think that tastes a little bit better than olive oil. That's just my opinion. Okay, so those are almost done. I like them so that they're not shiny. That's kind of where I'm heading, so that they're not shiny. But I don't like them overcooked. I think they're dry that way. Okay, so that looks good to me. There's that. Okay, really fancy scrambled eggs. Okay, set that aside so it can cool off before I wash it. Okay, grab a couple of apple slices. And let me throw some salt on my broccoli. I don't think I did that. Okay, throw that in there. And my little apple slices to add some fruit and color. And then, okay, so back to the oatmeal. So now my oatmeal has turned into this like kind of sludgy, thick, gross thing. So I am going to add a ice cube to it. And then because it's still hot, the ice cube melts, and then I give it a really like good stir. So since it's water-based anyway, you know, just adding a little bit of extra water. But I kind of find that that helps me kind of battle this oatmeal is so hot I can't eat it issue, and the fact that while I'm cooking my breakfast, my oatmeal tends to turn into concrete. So if you need to cook up your oatmeal, there's a little trick for you. And then usually, if I get to it right away, then the ice cube melts, but if not, I usually just pull it out and throw it away. So. Okay, so there's my breakfast. I've got scrambled eggs and broccoli, and I usually do eat broccoli for breakfast because it just helps me keep track of the day, you know, and make sure that I'm getting my veggies in. So, and then apple, which I use the apple core on, and then our oatmeal, which I cooked in the micro cooker. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for popping on. If you're watching replay, just put in the replay. If you're on live, if you would put live in the comments, just so I know. And I hope you have a great day. Bye, everybody.